That satisfying throat clear you do 50 times a day is not fixing anything. In fact, it is making the problem worse and could be damaging your throat in ways you will not feel until it is too late. Here is the thing. After years of studying how the body works and observing patterns that show up again and again, one complaint stands out above almost everything else. It does not matter if someone is 45 or 85. It does not matter if they live in New York or New Delhi. The complaint is always the same. My doctor says nothing is wrong, but I know something is not right. Does that sound familiar? If it does, you're not imagining things, and you're definitely not alone. Now, before we continue, tell me your age and where you're watching from in the comments. I read every single comment, and it helps us understand who we are helping. Plus, I'm always amazed by how many different countries tune in to learn about their health. The problem is when your body makes too much of it, or when it becomes thick and sticky and just sits there in the back of your throat like cement. That is when you notice it. That is when you start clearing your throat every few minutes. That is when it drives you absolutely crazy. And here is something that might shock you. The constant throat clearing itself causes damage. Each time you violently clear your throat, your vocal cords slam together. A 2020 study from the University of Pittsburgh Voice Center found that habitual throat clearing can cause the same type of vocal cord irritation as screaming at a concert. And that irritation causes your body to produce even more mucus to protect the area. So you clear your throat because of mucus. The clearing creates irritation. 60%. That means more than half the people walking around constantly clearing their throats have acid creeping up that they cannot even feel. And the vast majority of them had absolutely no idea. So what can you do about it? First, stop eating 2 to 3 hours before bed. This is critical. When you lie down with food in your stomach, gravity is no longer helping. Fourth, try not to wear tight belts or waistbands. This sounds strange, but tight clothing around your midsection puts pressure on your stomach. It literally squeezes acid upward toward your throat. Fifth, avoid lying down or bending over right after meals. Go for a gentle 10-minute walk instead. This keeps gravity working in your favor and helps your stomach empty faster. These are simple, free changes, but they can make a dramatic difference. But wait until you see number 4, because this one catches almost everyone completely off guard. Number 4, chronic dehydration. This sounds almost too simple to be real. You might be thinking, there's no way my throat mucus is from not drinking enough water. But hear me out. This is one of the most overlooked and underestimated causes of thick, sticky, persistent throat mucus. And it is so easy to fix that it almost seems unfair. Quick question. Do you feel like you drink enough water every day? Be honest. Comment yes or no below. I'm genuinely curious about what you will say. A 2020 study from the University of Cambridge found that even mild dehydration, as little as 1 to 2% loss of body water, significantly increased mucus thickness. Viscosity just means thickness. And here is the truly alarming part. 1 to 2% dehydration is so mild that you would not even feel thirsty. You would feel completely normal, maybe a little tired, maybe a slight headache, but you would never connect it to the glob of mucus in your throat. Here's where it gets even more concerning for older adults. As you age, your body's thirst mechanism weakens significantly. A 2022 study from the University of Connecticut confirmed that adults over 55 are up to 40% less likely to feel thirsty even when their bodies need water. Your internal alarm system is broken, but you do not know it. So you go hours without drinking. Your mucus thickens, and you blame allergies or aging when really your body is just begging for water. Here's what to do instead. Aim for 6 to 8 glasses of water per day. That is about 48 to 64 ounces. Do not try to drink it all at once. Sip throughout the day. Keep a water bottle visible at all times so you remember. Set reminders on your phone if you have to. Add a small pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon to your water occasionally. The minerals help your body actually absorb the water. Herbal teas count toward your fluid intake. Warm herbal tea is actually excellent for throat mucus because the warmth helps thin the mucus while the fluid hydrates you. Caffeinated drinks like coffee and black tea do not count toward your hydration because caffeine is a diuretic, meaning it pulls water out of your body. If your mucus is thick and white or clear and sticky, dehydration is very likely a major part of your problem. Start drinking more water today, and you could see improvements within 48 to 72 hours. Now, number 3 is the one that surprised me the most when I first discovered the research behind it. Number 3, post-nasal drip from hidden sinus inflammation. Think of your sinuses like hidden rooms behind your nose and forehead. They are supposed to produce a thin layer of moisture that keeps your nasal passages healthy. But when something irritates them, they go into overdrive. They start producing excess mucus. That excess has to go somewhere, and gravity pulls it straight down into the back of your throat. What causes this hidden inflammation? Dust mites living in your pillows and mattress? They are microscopic, so you cannot see them. Pet dander from cats and dogs, even if you have had your pet for years and never had a problem before. Mold that you might not even see, especially in bathrooms, basements, under sinks, and around window frames. Certain food sensitivities, particularly dairy products. And even dry indoor air during winter months when heating systems suck all the moisture from your home. A 2022 study from Johns Hopkins University found that nearly 45% of adults over 50 had measurable sinus inflammation on scans even with zero nasal symptoms. No congestion, no sneezing, no runny nose, nothing. But the mucus was steadily dripping down the back of their throats 24 hours a day. So what can you do? First, try a nasal saline rinse. You can use a neti pot or a squeeze bottle saline rinse kit from any pharmacy. They cost about $8 to $12 and last for weeks. Use distilled or previously boiled and cooled water. Third, use a HEPA air purifier in your bedroom. You spend 7 to 9 hours there every night. Making that air clean and free of allergens can make a tremendous difference over time. Fourth, if your home air is dry, use a humidifier to keep humidity between 40 and 50%. Dry air irritates sinuses and thickens mucus. Fifth, try eliminating dairy products for 2 full weeks. A 2019 study from the University of Sydney found that dairy significantly increased perceived mucus production. Not everyone is affected, but about 1 in 3 people are. If you cut dairy and notice improvement, you have found an important piece of your puzzle. Before we go further, if this is making sense so far, hit that like button. It tells me you want more videos like this, and more importantly, it helps other people who are suffering with the same problem actually find this video and get help. Number 2, medication side effects. This is the cause that nobody talks about, not your doctor, not the pharmacist, not the internet. And yet, it affects millions of people. Certain medications that are prescribed every single day can directly cause your body to produce more mucus. The biggest culprits are a group of blood pressure medications called ACE inhibitors. These are very common drugs with names that usually end in pril. Lisinopril, enalapril, ramipril, benazepril. If you are taking any medication with a name ending in pril, listen closely. ACE inhibitors work by blocking an enzyme that raises blood pressure. They are effective for blood pressure. That is not the issue. The issue is that blocking this enzyme also increases a substance in your body called bradykinin. Bradykinin irritates your throat and airway tissues. This is the same reason ACE inhibitors are famous for causing that annoying dry cough. But what many doctors overlook is that in a large number of people, instead of a cough, this irritation shows up as constant throat mucus and clearing. A 2020 study from the University of Florida College of Medicine found that up to 35% of patients on ACE inhibitors reported increased throat mucus. 35%. That is more than 1 out of every 3 people taking these medications, and most of them never connected it to their throat problem. But ACE inhibitors are not the only culprits. Certain antihistamines can actually dry out mucus too much. You might think drying mucus is good, but when mucus gets too dry, it becomes thick and rubbery and clings to your throat walls. It gets harder to swallow, not easier. Some nasal decongestant sprays are another hidden problem. Sprays like oxymetazoline work wonderfully for a day or 2, but more than 3 to 5 days causes rebound congestion. Your nasal passages swell up even worse than before, and your body starts producing dramatically more mucus to compensate. You end up worse. I would love to hear your story. What made you click on this video today? Have you been dealing with this for weeks, months, or maybe even years? Share your experience in the comments below because your story might be the one that helps another viewer finally figure out their own problem. And now we arrive at number 1, the most important and most misunderstood cause of all. Number 1, chronic low-grade immune overreaction. I saved this for last because it is the most common cause of persistent throat mucus and also the one that gets misdiagnosed more than any other. When most people hear the word allergies, they picture someone sneezing violently, eyes red and watery, nose running like a faucet. The dramatic stuff. But there is a much quieter, subtler type of immune response that flies completely under the radar. It does not cause sneezing or itchy eyes. Instead, it simply triggers your body to produce excess mucus in the throat. Quietly, constantly, day after day, week after week, month after month. And because you never sneeze or itch, you never think allergies, you think something else must be wrong. A 2023 study from the Mayo Clinic found that chronic non-allergic rhinitis affects up to 33% of adults over age 50. That means 1 in every 3 people in that age group may be walking around with this condition and not even know it has a name. And the triggers are not what you would expect. They are environmental irritants that most people encounter every single day. Changes in temperature, like walking from a warm house into cold air. Strong odors like perfume, cologne, air fresheners, or cleaning products. Cigarette smoke, or even the residual smell of smoke on clothing. changes in humidity or barometric pressure when weather systems move through. And here's one that surprises almost everyone: emotional stress. Your body treats all of these things like invaders. Your immune system overreacts and floods your throat with mucus to trap and remove these perceived threats. But the threats never stop coming, so the mucus never stops either. Start taking a high-quality daily probiotic. Make sure it contains strains like Lactobacillus rhamnosus and Bifidobacterium longum. These are the most studied for immune regulation. Take it daily with food for at least 6 to 8 weeks to see meaningful results. Rebuilding gut bacteria takes time, so be patient. Third, eat more anti-inflammatory foods every day. Ginger is one of the most powerful natural mucus fighters. Cut a 1-inch piece of fresh ginger root, slice it thin, and steep it in hot water for 5 to 10 minutes. Drink this tea 2 to 3 times daily. Turmeric is another potent anti-inflammatory. About 500 milligrams per day mixed into warm water with a pinch of black pepper to increase absorption. Pineapple contains an enzyme called bromelain that actually breaks down and dissolves mucus proteins. Eating 1 cup of fresh pineapple daily can thin mucus. Omega-3 fatty acids found in salmon, sardines, and flax seeds also help calm the overactive immune response that drives excess mucus production. Fourth, reduce your exposure to chemical irritants. Switch to fragrance-free cleaning products. Avoid air fresheners and scented candles. Open windows for natural ventilation when weather permits. Fifth, manage your stress levels. I know that sounds unrelated to throat mucus, but remember, stress is a direct and proven trigger for immune overreaction and increased mucus production. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of deep breathing helps. A 2019 study from Harvard Medical School found that adults who practice daily breathing showed a measurable 23% reduction in inflammatory markers. Less inflammation means less unnecessary mucus. Now, let us pump the brakes for a second. I need to be very clear about something important. Everything I have shared today is based on real research from real universities and real medical institutions. These strategies help the vast majority of people. But there are situations where throat mucus is a warning sign of something more serious. If your mucus contains blood or has streaks of pink, see a doctor. If you have had persistent throat mucus for more than 8 weeks with no improvement despite trying these strategies, get evaluated. If you have difficulty swallowing food or feel like food gets stuck in your throat along with the mucus, that needs medical attention. If you're experiencing unexplained weight loss, persistent fever, drenching night sweats, or a hoarse voice, please see your doctor promptly. If you are a current or former smoker with new or worsening throat mucus, get checked. I'm not saying this to scare you. Most throat mucus is caused by one or more of the 5 things we discussed and is completely manageable, but ruling out anything serious gives peace of mind. So you are convinced, but now you're thinking, this is a lot of information. Where do I even start? I hear you. Let me make this simple. Start with water. Today, right now, after this video, increase your water intake to at least 6 to 8 glasses per day. Sip warm water or herbal tea throughout the day. This one change alone can begin thinning your mucus within 48 to 72 hours. Tomorrow, pick up a nasal saline rinse kit from your local pharmacy. They cost about $8 to $10. Start rinsing once per day. This week, make a list of every medication you take. Call your doctor or pharmacist and ask if any could be contributing to throat mucus. This weekend, wash all your bedding in hot water. Vacuum your bedroom thoroughly. Consider ordering a simple HEPA air purifier online. Over the next 2 weeks, try removing dairy from your diet completely. Replace cow's milk with almond milk or oat milk. Skip cheese for 14 days. See what happens. Also start drinking ginger tea 2 to 3 times per day. Over the next month, add a quality probiotic. Focus on eating more anti-inflammatory foods like salmon, berries, leafy greens, and turmeric. Practice 10 minutes of slow, deep breathing before bed. You do not need to do everything at once. That is overwhelming and unnecessary. Start with 1 or 2 changes. Give your body time to respond. Then add another change. Small, consistent steps lead to big, lasting results. There's a lot of noise out there about throat mucus. People will tell you to just pop a decongestant and move on. Others will say it is just something you have to live with as you get older. That is simply not true. Your body does not produce excess mucus for no reason. There is always a cause. Sometimes it is a combination. But once you identify and address the real cause, the mucus problem often resolves in ways that feel almost miraculous. You do not need to overthink this. You just need to listen to your body. Remove the irritants, hydrate properly, manage acid reflux, support your gut health, and check your medications. Your body is incredibly smart. It wants to heal. It wants to return to normal. You just need to give it the right conditions and get out of its way. Start with just 1 extra glass of water today. That is your first step. Your body will tell you if it is working. Trust it. If this video helped you, hit that like button right now. It takes 1 second, and it makes a huge difference. And if you want more videos like this, make sure you are subscribed, because we post new science-backed health tips every single day. Share this video with someone you know who is always clearing their throat or complaining about that annoying mucus feeling. They might not even realize there is a real answer to their problem. You could change their life with one simple share. Stay healthy, stay strong,